Welcome to my channel, where I share true horror stories that will send shivers down your spine. Today's story is a tale that has been passed down in my family for generations. It's a story that still haunts me to this day, and I'm eager to share it with you. The story takes place in a small town, nestled in the mountains, a town that my great-grandfather moved to in search of a new life. The town seems perfect, with breathtaking views and friendly locals. However, what my great-grandfather encountered in this town was far from perfect. As I tell you this story, I invite you to close your eyes and imagine yourself in a small, isolated town surrounded only by mountains. The sky is dark and the wind is howling. The only sound you can hear is the rustling leaf and the creaking of old wooden houses. The town appears deserted, with no one inside. But as you walk further down the road, you feel a dark presence lurking in the shadows. This is the setting of a story, a town where darkness and terror hide behind the illusion of beauty and peace. So sit back, turn off the lights, and get ready to experience a true horror story that will shoot you to the bone. My great-grandfather's experiences in the small town began like any other town. He had moved there to start a new life, and the town seems like the perfect place to settle down. He found work easily and rented a small house at the edge of the town. But soon things took a turn for the worse. At first, it was just small things, like doors creaking open and footsteps in the hallway. My great-grandfather thought that it was just his imagination playing tricks on him. But as the time went on, the occurrences became more frequent and intense. One night, my great-grandfather was awoken by the sound of his bedroom door slowly creaking open. He sat up in the bed and saw a shadowy figure standing in the doorway. The figure had glowing eyes and seems to be staring at him intently. My great-grandfather was frozen with fear and unable to move or scream. The figure approaching and whispered in his ear, "Leave this place before it's too late." After that incident, my great-grandfather knew that he had to leave the town. He packed his bag and left the next morning, never to return again. But the story doesn't end there. Years later, my grandfather decided to investigate what had happened to his father. He visited the town and spoke to some of the locals. They told him that the town had a dark and a sinister history. According to the legend, there was a coven of witches who practiced their craft in the mountains surrounding the town. They would perform rituals and sacrifices to summon demonic entities and gain power and wealth. The townspeople eventually discovered the coven activities and burned them alive at the stake. However, it says that the spirits of the witches still haunt the town to this day, seeking revenge on those who dare to disturb the resting place. The locals warned my grandfather to stay away from the town and never return, as the spirits of the witches were still present and active. The town is now deserted, with the once thriving community now abandoned and decaying. Visitors to the town have reported feeling a dark presence and hearing strange noises at night. The town is now known as a place where evil spirits and witches still roam the streets, seeking revenge on those who dare to enter. In conclusion, the story of the mountain town and the coven of witches is a true horror story that has been passed down in my family for generations. It is a story that still haunts me down to this day, and I hope it has left you with a sense of unease and terror. The town in the mountains may seem like a paradise, but it hides a dark and terrifying secrets. This story serves as a warning to all those who seek to explore unfamiliar places, as you never know what dark and malevolent forces may be lurking in the shadows. I hope you enjoy our first story. For our second story, we have another haunted story that I hope you like it. Today, we're exploring a creepy tale that's based on true events. It is the story of a haunted doll that has been terrorizing its owners for generations. This is a tale that will send shivers down your spine and make you question whether objects can truly be possessed by malevolent spirits. So sit back and get ready to hear the scary tale of the haunted doll. The legend of the haunted doll began in the early 1800s with a young girl named Emily. She received a beautiful porcelain doll as a gift from her parents, but little did she know that the doll was possessed by an evil spirit. At first, Emily's parents dismissed her claim of a strange occurrence in their home, but soon they too began to experience the unsettling events. Objects would move on their own, doors would slam shut, and eerie noises could be heard in the middle of the night. Despite their efforts to get rid of the doll, it always seems to find its way back into their home. Emily's parents eventually decide to seal the doll in a chest and bury it in the family cemetery, hoping that it will be gone for good. But the spirit inside the doll was not easily defeated. Over the years, the doll was passed down from generations to generations, with each new owner experienced the same unsettling occurrence and terrifying events. It was as if the doll was cursed, and anyone who came in contact with it was doomed to suffer. In the late 1900s, the doll came into the possession of a collector who specialized in haunted objects. He kept the doll in a special place, away from all other objects, hoping to contain its malevolent energy. However, even in isolation, the doll continued to inspire fear and fascination among those who came in contact with it. The collector himself eventually came to believe that the doll was too dangerous to keep, and he donated it to a museum of paranormal. Today, the doll is on display in a sealed case at a museum, and visitors are warned not to touch it or approach it too closely. Despite this, the doll continues to inspire fear and fascination among those who come in contact with it. The story of the haunted doll may seem like just another creepy tale, but it's based on true events that has mystified and terrified people for generations. The idea of a possessed object is enough to make anyone's imagination run wild, and the story of the haunted doll is a reminder that sometimes the things that scare us the most as the things that are beyond our understanding. I hope you have enjoyed this story and it has sent shivers down your spine. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more true horror stories like this one. Thank you for watching and for joining me on this journey into the world of true horror. Remember, the world is full of mysteries that we may never fully understand. But through the power of storytelling, we can explore this mystery and confront our deeper fears. So stay tuned for more true horror stories from my channel, and remember to keep the lights on when you go to bed tonight.